Catch all the naughty words. The microphone. Got a microphone. Welcome to Valley Road in Devonport. This NPL Tasmania round 16 fixture, Saturday the 18th of July, between the Devonport Strikers and South Hobart. There are football matches and then there are occasions. The kind that ask questions of players long before a ball is kicked. The kind that linger in memory long after the table has been folded away and the medals have found their owners. Today, 90 minutes separate hope from regret. South Hobart arrive as league leaders, 4 points clear at the summit. But Devonport know exactly what stands before them. Victory, and they can climb to the top of the ladder next week. Defeat and the road to the championship becomes infinitely steeper. No trophies are presented this afternoon, but make no mistake, championships are often won on days like these, where courage outweighs comfort, where conviction outlasts doubt, where one moment of inspiration can echo through an entire season. The Portress has witnessed great football before. This afternoon it waits to discover whether another chapter is about to be written. Welcome to Valley Road. It is first against third. It is South Hobart against the Devonport Strikers, and it may just be the afternoon upon which the championship turns. As the players mass to make their way out onto the pitch, we're moments away from getting underway at Valley Road. Due to the 10 league team this season, sides will only play home and away against each other. Previously in the 8-team league, teams have played each other 3 times across the season. So in their one match earlier in this season, back in round 7, South Hobart were successful down at Darcy Street. 3-2 on that occasion. None of the 3 players that scored for South Hobart on that occasion in the starting 11 here today for a variety of reasons. For Devonport Strikers on that occasion last. And Dennehy, the goal scorers, and Tom Ballantyne, the Devonport coach, sent off. Let's run you through the lineups for today before we get into the action. For the Devonport Strikers, led by Tom Ballantyne, the coach. Starting lineup in goals, Tiger Harper, the number 3, Dominic Smith, and 4, Toby Barton as captain. They'll form the central defensive pairing. 6, Geordie Sheen. 7, Brody Dennehy. 8, Ivan Jolivet. 9, Joshua Tolliver. 11, Courage Slaver. 12, Isaac Bates. 17, Lockie Van Utigam. And 12, Brady Last. On the bench for Devonport, Sturzica, Haberley, Yako, Payne and Park, and I'm sure we'll see them added into the mix at various stages for South Hobart, led by Peter Edwards this season, having come down from the mainland. In goals, Thomas Cordell. Number 2, Dort's son. 3, Adam Gorry. 5, Masashi Kokubo. 6, Jacob Lancaster. 7, Samuel Berezanski. 8, Kobe Kemp. 9, Austin Yost. 11, Harrison Oates. 17, Alex Walter. And 25, Alfred Hess. On the bench for South Hobart, Bowman, Williams, Copland, Maddock and Fragasso. Williams comes out of the starting 11 from last week, the sole change for South Hobart. Austin Yost coming into the starting 11. Rex Maddock on the bench, who I'm sure we'll see at some point today, recently having trialled up on the mainland for Sydney FC. For Devonport, a few changes in the starting 11 last week. Sturzica comes out and Payne comes out. Tolliver and Lewa come in. A bit of shuffling around in the lineup to accommodate those changes, I dare say, too. Looks like Van Utigam will start in fullback at right back. Brady Last keeping his place in centre midfield. We are underway at Valley Road for this round 16 fixture, the premiership on the line between South Hobart and the Devonport Strikers. Starting an early strike from Yost. Not quite cleared, comes to Berezanski. Fires it into Yost, who flicks forward. The battle for in the midfield. Lewa flies in a big tackle on Gorry, and the first whistle goes for the game. A free kick for Gorry, despite the fact that Lewa left lying prone on the ground. Adam Gorry, a former Devonport Strikers player. His sister banged in 20-plus goals this season for the Devonport WSL team. We sit atop the league quite comfortably there. And the men's team here today trying to wrestle first place from South Hobart should they be victorious today. Devonport in a catch-up game next week against Launceston United will have the chance to take the lead in the league with 2 rounds to play. So it is all to play for today at Valley Road. Both teams come off a win last week. Devonport having defeated Southeast United 2-0. South, the same scoreline over Ulverston. Gorry stands over this one, looking to deliver into the box. Their first potential bit of goal-mouth action for today. Gorry delivers into the box. Flicked on, comes to Yost. Bundled over. Indecision. It'll be a goal kick. Come out through Barton. Into Sheen, back to Barton. In the middle of the park towards the Strikers who've lost possession. Yost laying it down to Sun, who's left-footed. Pass forward comes awkwardly off his foot, and it'll be a throw-in for the Devonport Strikers on the halfway line. Throw in long. Tolliver drops down nicely to last. Back in the side this week, Tolliver from Van Utigam to Tolliver. Big sliding tackle in from Yost. Can't quite keep the ball in play. It will be a throw in again for the Devonport Strikers. Tolliver. Dennehy offering short. Dennehy flicks it down the line. Yost, a couple of dummies, enough to see the ball over the byline for a goal kick. And we are a little under 48 hours now from the World Cup final to be played out on the other side of the planet between Argentina and Spain. And they'll be playing on the world stage for everything. But today here on the local stage, these two teams battle for everything. The title, the championship on the line. And with that in mind, Oates out on the wing for South Hobart. He comes back to Gorry. Berezanski makes a run forward. He's going to have to come back to Lancaster. Challenged by Tolliver. And they'll get out of that particular Devonport press through Kokubo. Out to Son. Kokubo in to Hess, who slips, loses out to last. Dennehy back to Van Utigam up the line, sliding tackle, gets the ball, play goes on. Kokubo, captain, in the absence of the significant figure of Nick Morton. He played his last game a few weeks ago. The very next round, South Hobart lost. Lewa trying to lay it through to Tolliver, not quite successful on that occasion. And Walter does well to bring that down on the edge of the box. Challenged by Smith, corner ball. South Hobart with another chance to get the ball into the box. So after the departure of Morton, South Hobart lost the following week in the only game for either of these two teams across the season where they have failed to score. And South Hobart lost to South East United. They got things back on track through goals from Lancaster and Kemp last week to give them a 2-0 lead, but Nick Morton still sits atop the leading goal scorers charts with Josh Tolliver from the Devonport Strikers. Gorry, corner towards the back post. Harper there. His fist. Did he get contact on it? Hard to know. As Jolivet comes away with it. A chance for Devonport to counter. He does go long up the line. No one quite made that run. Dennehy and Van Udigan both gave the feed option. Cordell. Hess. Son. Has Kokobo back. And Bates pressing now, the Devonport Strikers, forcing them to go long. Got a bobble, we'll forgive Cordell for that error, but he has put his team under some pressure. Lancaster does well enough to get them out, flinging it up the line. Barton and last there to handle that for Devonport. Barton puts it out of play. South Hobart escape from a momentary panic from the failed clearance from Cordell, and they will have a throw-in. And their defensive half, Adam Gorry with the ball. Berezanski volleys forward, lovely touch from Kemp. Walter over it, being hassled and harried. Similarly for Dennehy, comes to Lewa, who slips. Not the first player to do so today. A blatant grab and a free kick as Berezanski pulls him down. Cynical from Berezanski. The card staying in Nathan Code's pockets on this occasion. Code, the official today. Dom Smith fires it in behind Sun. Sun turned his back and chased, and it hit him on the backside. Van Udigan fights for it with Hess. He'll come away with it. Van Udigan. Now he'll have to fight with Yoss. Yoss beats him out. Speaking of cynical grabs. So a free kick for a tug on the shirt from Van Udigan. A little bit of afters there from Yost. I think under a microscope. VAR like they would have at the World Cup. That might have been an interesting bit of an analysis. Throw in. Chested down by Tolliver to Bates, who just dinks it over the South Hobart defence. Cordell came, but Kokobo dealt with it. Devonport throw. Beautiful sunny afternoon in Devonport. Great weather for football here in the winter of Tasmania. And the two potential best sides in the competition, though I'm sure Kingborough would quibble with that, and they are well and truly in this title race. I think Kingborough fans will be certainly hoping for a draw today to bring them right back into this contest, or even a Strikers win. Van Udigan looking to get it into the box. Yost doing a lot of defensive work to help out on Van Udigan. Sun keeps it in towards Kemp. And Kemp loses out. Devonport throw. Long towards Tolliver and Kokobo. Going off Van Udigan as he tackles Hess. South Hobart throw. So early stage, it's fast and furious and perhaps a little bit tetchy, a little bit fractious. As Van Udigan flies in, a little bit of grass in front of Sun. A lovely ball weighted in behind, forcing Smith to chase. Boulder driving into the box, a chance for South Hobart. Cuts it back, but Smith did well, did enough. Got back, a sliding tackle, puts it behind another corner for South Hobart Football Club, who've made the long 3-hour plus trip down from Tasmania's capital city to the gem in the north of Devonport. And Adam Gorry once more standing over a dead ball situation for South Hobart. Devonport have done enough on the previous couple of occasions at these dead ball situations.
He's not using his arms at all. Let's be honest.
Okay, watching closely. Gorry runs in, delivers this one. A bit more regulation to clear. Dennehy, lovely touch into the path of Bates. Bates out to Van Utigam, didn't quite get the right weight and direction onto it. Gorry on the wrong side of the pitch. Dink in to Walter, who flicks on, but there was no one there. And Tiger Harper tidies up for the Devonport Strikers at the back. The import for the Devonport Strikers this season, Harper, having some experience in the main lane, down in the A-League. The Western Sydney Wanderers up the line from Van Utigam, nearly gets it to Dennehy. Hess, Son, to Hess, and into Van Utigam. A lot of the play happening down this left wing for South Hobart, the right wing for the Devonport Strikers so far. A coincidence or by design. Son calling for some movement ahead of him. And there's some kicking and wrestling. Van Utigam penalised, and I dare say Gorry will wander over from the other side of the pitch to take another free kick. This one a bit longer into the box. Now in the NPL era, this last near decade and a half, no two more successful teams than these two, this one favouring Harper. Harper challenges in the back of the net, and it is a goal. There is no penalty, an even jump. And a fantastic goal as Walter climbed highest. Harper was favoured, but Walter challenged and won and nestled the ball into the Strikers' net, and it is a lead for South Hobart. And with that strike here in the 12th minute of this fixture, put themselves well and truly in the pole position as they climb towards the pinnacle of this season. Can they make it back-to-back, South Hobart? They have thrown the first punch, landed the first punch, and now it is for Devonport to respond. So after 12 minutes, in this 12th minute, South Hobart lead. Devonport will be required to chase the game from this point in. And the press well and truly on from Devonport here as they look to put South under pressure, committing numbers forward, but that obviously leaves them exposed further down the pitch, and that's what South look to do to get it further down the pitch of Van Utigam. And out of play. So that goal, South Hobart lead. Will result in them being 4 points clear of Devonport with 2 games to go, assuming Devonport beat Launceston United next week. And it would take a dramatic end to the season to see that overturned. Lewa on the wing for Devonport. He's cross-deflected. Devonport's first corner coming up. Jolivet wandering over to take. Reflect back on that goal. A high lofted ball from Gorry into the box. And you have to say, the Tiger Harper at fault for that goal. You would expect your keeper to come out and grab that one. Challenged well by Walter, but perhaps an avoidable goal for the Devonport Strikers. Can they get a quick response? Jolivet into the box. It's going to bobble in the box. It's flicked. It's hammered. Tolliver, then Bates, who hits the crossbar. Dramatic. There in the 15th minute. The ball laid back, came to him at the top of the box, hit it with his instep, and rattled Cadell's crossbar. The Devonport press on here. South Hobart will get it long to avoid that. Hess. Then Yost. Then Gorry. South Hobart get up the pitch. Yost again. His little touch. Intricate play from South Hobart. Cleared away by Barton a little agriculturally. A good interplay there. Yost. Oates. As I was saying before that South Hobart goal, no two more successful teams in the NPL era this last decade and a half than the Devonport Strikers and South Hobart. 6 league titles for the Devonport Strikers, 4 league titles for South Hobart. South Hobart's last league title in last season. The reigning champions, the incumbent champions. And the last success for Devonport in 2023. Not quite cleared, and last will see this one out of play. Goal kick for the Devonport Strikers. Smith going direct. Tolliver being asked a lot of there. Yost. Good early impact on this game. Yost fires into camp. He's bunged it over. Third player low to go on. Sun then has a chance to run it. Van Utigam steps aside him. Crosses to the back post. No one home. Everyone had come to the front post or near the middle. But a good bit of play from Sun. Lewa flying past one. Goes past two. A lucky ricochet. Tracking back Berezanski has enough to win back possession for South Hobart. Fires that to the chance of Berezanski. Says bring that down. And he does. And he's given the time to turn. Gorry. Into the feet of Walter. He gets it back out to Gorry. And it looked to strike the arm of Sheen, potentially in or near the edge of the box. Devonport will argue that his arm was in a natural silhouette. They're going not a handball, and certainly cannot be given as a penalty. There was some distance between the ball and where Sheen was, but the arm's in a natural silhouette. No free kick or penalty awarded there. This one's high. Harper will take that one and clutch that one gladly. Brought down, favours Dennehy, pokes it towards Tolliver. The clearance not great, comes to Jolivet. Gets it out to Lewa. Can Devonport conjure something here? Into the feet of Bates. New Zealander, his cross doesn't get above shin height. Jolivet sliding in, great tackle from the Devonport import by the way of France, and then college football in the States. Van Utigam with Sun. These two have the chance to run at each other a few times. Van Utigam, can he get to the byline? He does, and that will be a corner. Another one for the Devonport Strikers. Some tall timber to wander forward here then through Smith and Barton. Can they find a response? Jolivet stands over this one for Devonport Strikers. Arms raised. Comes short. Dennehy lays it back to Jolivet on the left foot. Dennehy to the back post over everyone, out for a goal kick. An interesting play there. I'm not quite sure it worked. Dennehy coming short, getting into Jolivet and having to put it on the non-favoured foot into the box. The clearance wasn't great, which gave Dennehy the chance to get it back in, but just overhit South. It's not quite able to trap that. He and Sheen wrestle, and eventually Hess puts it out of play. Throwing. Sheen. Dennehy crashes into Hess. South Hobart can come the other way. Grass in front of South here. Yost then to Sun. He clips into the box. A better delivery. Walter couldn't get in the end of that one. Berezanski doesn't get hold of his volley at the edge of the box. Comes off Barton. Goes high. Barton favoured with the header. Can't quite get it to Bates, and South will reload through Gorry. And then Oates. He gets past Slater. Can he get past Sheen and Nutmeg? And then bunged it over. No free kick there. A little soft. The South Hobart players will remonstrate, but the ball was well gone. He was not likely to get it. And I think the wise decision from Code there. Once again, South to deliver. Byline, good ball, back post, headed down by one. Tried to be hooked from Walter. Good cross from Oates. Cut back from Yost, and then Walter throwing his boot at it. Couldn't generate enough power to trouble Tiger Harper in goals. Press for Devonport on again. Yost gets it back to Sun. South playing through that well there. Sun cutting inside intelligently. He uses the width there. Overlapping run from Gorry. Delivered in. Walter gets in front. Past him and Smith. Yost then. All South Hobart at the moment. Yost has Sun there. Uses him. The run comes. And Hess. Sun, can they work it out here, South Hobart? Dances, jigs. And they're going to have to come all the way back here, South. Kokobo then switches to Lancaster. Being urged to stay as South have possession. Sun. Yost comes short, doesn't use him. Running to space, outside of the right, heavily weighted. Just keeps it in but slips. Asking quite a bit of Kemp there. Jolivet, space for Dennehy. Jolivet, Tolliver's run, not found. Van Utigam. Dennehy. Jolivet, Berezanski, pressing, wins it from Smith. A great chance for South Hobart. They could put a nail in the coffin here. The Devonport striker sees it, and Berezanski, he strips Smith, and then he strips Devonport of the chance at a title, perhaps, with a great finish into the far side netting. Harper left without a chance. And that was all Berezanski. The hustle, the touch, the composure, the finish. It was all there. And South Hobart lead 2-0. In the 23rd minute, we are halfway through this first half, and South Hobart are putting their stamp on this match and on this season. And the Devonport Strikers have a very tall mountain to climb. A draw will not be enough today. They need to score 3 goals to get this game and this season back on track. Jolivet, a push in the back from Walter. Blatant and awarded on the halfway line for the Devonport Strikers. And it will take some comeback from the Devonport Strikers. The Devonport have the mental fortitude. Jolivet into the box. Cordell comes, collects. Rolls out to Lancaster. Gorry. Cordell being pressed again. And he sprays his left-footed pass to the cars parked alongside the pitch. The one thing in Devonport's favour is there is still a long way to go in this game. Jolivet, Van Utigam. Dennehy. Van Utigam goes over. Devonport in possession back. Last scuffs a pass on the outside of his foot. Directed in Tolliver's personage. Sheen. Headed away. Hayward jumps. Berezanski. Kemp. Gorey. Lovely touch. Lewa over. Yeah, has it. Has last inside. Devonport need a spell on possession here. Jolivet pressed. Devonport need to get a switch out of that tight, congested area. Couldn't quite work it out. And this will come to Yost. Can he get a strike away? Chooses just to slow things down. As Sun. Dennehy over to him. Sun skips. Can he get the left-footed delivery in? Chooses to go for a corner instead. South Hobart happy. 20 minutes remain of regulation time here. And this first half is round 16 NPL Tasmania fixture at Valley Road. The reigning champions, and perhaps with a 2-0 lead here, champions elect. South Hobart. It's the hosts, the Devonport Strikers.
Hold there, stay there, but first the reaction.
Gorey once again on a free kick towards the back post. Not dealt with again by Devonport. Tolliver scraps that one away. Hess. Kokobo. Then to Hess on the byline. Can he get a delivery in?
Well done, good boys.
And put out of play by Jolivet. The corner for the Devonport Strikers. It has to be said that in this first 25 minutes, South Hobart have been the more effective side when they've got into the final third. Devonport have gone into South's final third, but haven't found the right pass, the right play, the right cross, the right connection the way that South Hobart have. Gorey, who will claim an assist for the first goal. And he had a second. This one long, not likely to be directly in from there. Berezanski, Jolivet, Son, Yost. Devonport with numbers around the ball there. And that one's longer in the direction of Lewa. It comes centrally. Yost gets it out towards Dennehy. He will keep it in play, but his sliding effort only serves to turn the ball over to South Hobart. Cordell. Keeper. Will restart play for South Hobart. And this one looks like it will go long. And it does. Awkward bounce. Favours Yost. Lovely idea from Yost to get it in the direction of Walter. Sun overlapping. Dink towards the back post. Kemp with last falls to the penalty spot. With Yost, he slides. But couldn't get a strike away. Once again, South getting into dangerous areas, delivering dangerous crosses. And it is a dangerous time for the Devonport Strikers, trailing 2-0. Can ill afford to concede a third. Last call from Ballantyne to switch it out. Smith.
Good Kobe, great yards. All day. Go Lockie, press.
Sun. Shift to the hips. And then a long switch. Sheen wins out. Lewa and Gorey. Good position for the Devonport Strikers. Lewa takes 2 on. Comes back to him. He thunders into a tackle and it will only result in a goal kick. In hard there, Kemp and Van Utigam. Jolivet battling with 3. Gets it back to Van Utigam. And the ball pinched from Tolliver by Kokobo, and South come forward again. Yost with a lot of grass in front of him. He gets his ball to Walter. Can Walter find a finish here? Good tackle from Smith. Berezanski.
Must win.
So Van Utigam across. And the ball stuck between Kokobo's legs. Dennehy to get it out to Lewa. Gorry pinched from him. Lancaster there. And Cordell comes to the feet of Berezanski. His longer ball will favour Harper. Wander out from his goal front to the edge of the 18-yard box. Pick that one up with Sheen. Then with Last. Smith. Berezanski. Off the chest. Not quite directed. And Barton puts that one up and over the newly constructed Gordon Rimmer stand. Berezanski down to Lancaster. His volley heavy and out of play. It's the last 7 times these teams have met. From those 7 occasions, 4 have been draws. I could argue that might have been the favoured result on the betting today. 2 wins for South and 1 for Devonport from those 7 games. It's going back to the start of the 2024 season. So Devonport would have had to ball comes in. Jolivet heads away. Devonport would have had to counter recent history to turn that around. Only 1 victory against South in their last 7 to succeed today. Devonport on the wrestle. Barton there with Walter. Walter goes over. No free kick. Walter then to Lewa. Can Devonport play their way through the thirds? Lewa. And then Bates thumping that one off Hess. Throw in. Can Devonport get it through the midfield and switch the play? South Hobart packing that midfield area, making it difficult for Devonport to play through Last. Play through Dennehy. Smith under pressure again. Harper just has to put his foot through it. Last trying to trap it. Can't quite get it under his spell. He will win it out eventually, though. Now he has Son. He cuts inside. A good run from Tolliver. Not quite the right way. And Tolliver just grabbing the shirt of Kokobo before Tolliver thumped it over the crossbar and out through the gates and across the road.
Brady, good run. Seconds again here, Brady. Crazy Alex. 30 seconds everyone.
Smith jumps with Kemp. Jolivet longer. Kokobo calm, cool and collected. Heads that one all the way back to his keeper. Cordell picks it up. And Devonport will press here. Tolliver forcing Kokobo to go a bit longer. Walter. Jolivet stepping in front of him and then a foul from behind. Frenchman, Jolivet. Back to Barton. And Sheen. Smith peeling off. Smith has wider options in Van Newtigam and Denny going longer up to Van Newtigam. He's going to pull that one out of the sky over his head. And Son does enough. They collide side by side, and that's enough to see the ball out of play. So just over 10 minutes remaining here in this first half of Valley Road. South Hobart lead 2-0. Goals through Walter and Berezanski. Give them that buffer. A buffer that may well be enough to put any doubt in their minds. Maybe a little cynical tickle of the ankle there from Kokobo on Tolliver. Ballantyne and Edwards will be thinking about their halftime talks. Ballantyne, the one with the work to do in front of him, up the line from Cockabo. Van Utigam last. And Son. And Yost. Spins Hess in space. Uses him. Dennehy closing. Read it well enough. Son clipping towards the back post. Not really in a dangerous area. And last pulling that one out of the sky. Lovely turn from Lewa. Has a chance to run at the South Hobart defence. A flick past Gorry, but perhaps a little too much there from Lewa. Last from Son. Last pressing. Barton. Sheen. Lewa down, free kick to Devonport on the halfway line. Lewa having come into the Devonport Strikers by way of Victoria in the Eastern Lines.
Yeah, Freddie. If they step in front, Austin goes.
What can changes Ballantyne might consider? Will he pull the trigger early at half time? So caution to the wind, or will he just wait to see how the first 10-15 minutes unfold in the second half? Son steps in front of Van Utigam. He gets it down the line to Walter, sliding tackle from Smith, enough. Flicks it off Walter, and then easily able to collect was Harper. Jolivet collecting it, has Van Utigam in a bit of space. Gets it to Dennehy, lovely touch inside to last, then Tolliver. Then Bates, space for Van Utigam. Gets it out to him. He cuts inside. Son, a good chance for Devonport. And the pass back to Tolliver was chopped out. Tolliver towards the back post. It's a great delivery. And it's offside anyway, but a lovely ball to the back post. Bates throwing his head at it. Directed it straight at Cordell, whose save was simple, but flagged for offside anyway. And South Hobart will restart play. But Devonport's best bit of play here in this first half coming in the last 10 minutes. Something the Devonport Strikers and Ballantyne can cling on to, show that when they get it right, they can trouble the South Hobart defence. Hess. Van Utigam pinched. Last there to help out. Up the line towards Dennehy, above him. Down to Hess. Van Utigam can't quite get his pass right there. Dennehy. Lovely touch from Dennehy. Inside to last. Then Smith. And he gets it up to Tolliver. Lovely cut inside then. Tolliver had no width. Lewa had come narrow, but now gets to Lewa. Speedster. Tolliver sprays it out to Dennehy. Lovely touch from Dennehy as he drives into the box. Cuts it to the spot. Dummied and volleyed. Great cut back from Dennehy. Lovely dummy from Lewa, and then Tolliver's shot was blocked. Ricocheted back to Code, and it will be a drop ball in South Hobart's ball.
We had a nice break there.
Once again, Devonport constructing a good bit of play. Promising signs for the Devonport Strikers. Could they pinch one late here? That would set us up for a great second half, particularly for the neutrals tuning in today. And we hope you are enjoying this coverage of this NPL Tasmania round 16 fixture between Devonport Strikers and South Hobart. A potential title deciding fixture. Kingborough sitting at home, desperately hoping the Devonport Strikers can take some points off South as well. Perhaps not the full complement of points, but some would be ideal for them and give them at least a sniff. The Devonport Strikers need a win to give them any hope. Throw in. Just remind those watching along at home. South Hobart sit atop the table on 38 points. Devonport Strikers on 34 points, but they have a game in hand, which they will play next week against Launceston United, which you would expect them to win. And so you take that into account. Devonport would only be 1 point behind South. And so this fixture becomes huge in a massive tackle. Barton on Walter. Did Barton get a touch on the ball? That might be the only thing that will save him from a card here. It certainly sounded like there was a touch on the ball from Barton, but so heavy was the challenge, although Barton just stood still and Walter ran into him. But he went over heavily, Kemp went over heavily. He's going to get some medical attention. Barton a brick wall in defence for the Devonport Strikers, and Kemp certainly feels the effects of that there. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a card produced, and I think... I wonder then what the whistle is for. If Barton has got the ball, then is it just not play on, unless you stop play because Kemp's hit his head against Barton? Hard to say. It looks like they're having a conversation now which might determine the nature of a card to be produced. He must have deemed there was a foul from Barton because he's blown his whistle. And to be a foul, he mustn't have got the ball. In which case, there must be a card to be produced here. So we have around 3 minutes remaining in this first half. We have a bit of stoppage time to be added for this incident. And a yellow card for Toby Barton. Is the natural conclusion. A bit of a concussion check happening here. Kemp, it looks like, out on the pitch.
Doesn't want to make it the right call because it's too big. No, I want that on camera. I want it to be heard because it's not. Hey, keep going. It's a yellow. Mate, and that's the same thing with referee.
But to further complicate this title race, as it is Kingborough Lions, who have played their full complement of games, same as South Hobart, sit on 34 points and have a better goal difference than Devonport, which is why they're in second, even though Devonport have a game in hand. And as I said, they are eagerly watching on at home as Kemp and Gorrie stand over this one. Shot from a range coming here. Low and around the wall, but never likely to challenge Harper was that. Can Devonport use the space in behind here to launch a counter to Tolliver? He spins and immediately has Kemp tackle him, and a free kick for the Devonport Strikers. Will this be an old style, get it into the mixer, or will they play it on quickly? It is quick to Van Utigam. Dennehy with a run in behind, cutting inside Van Utigam. Dennehy there, opts not to use him, tries to pass it on his left back to Van Utigam. He sprays a shot off balance and leaning back, and there was only one place that was going, and that was high and wide. The ball to Denny was on a couple of times there. Could have used him to slip him in behind. Maybe he didn't quite feel he could play it without being intercepted. Ostensibly, Denny playing out here on the right wing, and Van Utigam, right fullback. Van Utigam spent a lot of the game up on the right wing. Denny tucking inside. Smith tunnelling there. Went early into the back, and Walter, a wry smile. Perhaps he bought that one a little, felt the contact went over. Easy to do and easy to draw a free kick in that situation. Incumbent on the defender there not to make the contact.
Bit of quality here, guys, just before half time. Good luck.
Edwards asking go for better quality in the delivery here. This one stood up to the back post. Last heads away. Keeper from going out of play. Oates tries to cross it in, thumps it off the chest of Kemp, and then switched out to Van Utigam. Once again in space out here on Devonport's right wing. Denny ahead of him, opts not to use him. And numbers went out for South Hobart in the end. Son scooped up the line directly to Smith as if he was passing it to him. Maybe that was his only option. Smith Cuts across that one a little bit, but it will stay in play for Labour, who's come over from the opposite wing. Has Dennehy back. Dennehy now going into the box. Labour to Jolivet. He has Van Unigan back, who should deliver here. Does. Can't get under it. Gets a second chance. It bounces high. Drops nicely. Pinched away. Goes over soft. No free kick there. Yost. Then out to Gorry. South on the counter. Walter at the back post. Streaming through the middle. Oates. Oates now peeling down the line. Gorry finds him. Cuts back past. Now he's inside to the top of the box. Jolivet was there. But it does come to Kemp. Now to Hess. Bit too cute. South will be able to recycle to Berezanski, the score of a second goal. We are into added time here in the first half of Valley Road. Imagine we'll have a minute or two. There was the longer stoppage for Kemp. So Tolve can't quite get to Cordell as he tries to shut him down, and Kokubo gets under that one a little, and Smith stronger. And Dennehy touch. Couldn't quite keep it under. His spell goes out of play. So I imagine we'll at least have a couple of minutes of added time here. Nathan Code, the arbiter of that decision and that information. He will know, and he will have his eye on his watch. Smith. Jolivet. Smith again. And frustration all around for the Devonport Strikers. Not quite making it happen. They have had a better last 10 than Devonport Strikers, getting into better positions, getting better deliveries. Yost. Can he drive at Smith? He does, but that is to last, whose clearance is effective.
Yosti's free now. Yosti's free.
Newningham does well to win a throw in there for Devonport.
Good. That's the one. Must win.
Smith, don't think it came in play. He'll have to retake that. Smith. Up the line. And Kokubo gets that one higher than it was long, certainly. In fact, it even went back towards his own goal. Gorry's clearance not significantly better. A bit of panic in the South Hobart defence. And then he wins it back. And Newcombe, Jolivet. Last gets in the way of the pass to Tolliver. Bounces off his knee. And South with a late chance. Yost, Smith, one-on-one. Cuts inside. Can he fire a shot? Then it opens up for Yost. And does enough. Harper to pat it away. And then Sheen, alive to the danger, beats Oates to it and puts it behind for a corner. We've played 3 minutes of added time. Imagine these must be the final kicks here of this first half. Scurry again wanders over to take this corner. He will deliver.
Oh yeah, we're scoring.
Gorry stands it up to the back post. Smith. Another corner. He's given a goal kick. That seemed to blatantly come off the head of Smith. Regardless of the decision, it is half time at Valley Road. South Hobart lead 2-0 from goals to Alex Walter, who jumped higher than Harper and headed home from a long Adam Gorry free kick. And then Berezanski scoring the second for South Hobart. Having stripped Smith of the ball, drove into the box and from a tight angle delivered a wonderful finish. And so it stands 2-0 for South Hobart, and they stand on the precipice of a consecutive premiership title here in NPL Tasmania. We have a 15-minute half-time break ahead of us. We'll see you on the other side of that, where we watch the most important moments of this season unfold. All right, welcome back to Valley Road, the Portress, for this round 16 NPL Tasmania fixture between the Devonport Strikers and South Hobart. The first place South Hobart, the third placed Devonport Strikers in what was billed as a title deciding fixture. And it has been all South Hobart in that first half. Goals to Walter and Berezanski, the difference. What has been said at halftime by Ballantyne for the Strikers? What has been said at halftime by Edwards for South? There's been no personnel change, but has there been tactical changes for Devonport? Because something has to change after the first half effort in which they didn't really fire a shot in anger. South traded all the best chances. Devonport got into some good positions. Find the delivery. Is this the moment? It's from near this position where Adam Gorry launched it into the box, and South Hobart scored the first of this match. Jolivet stands over it. Into the box, and Cordell dominating his box there, coming out to collect on the penalty spot quite comfortably. Rolls out to Hess. Driving inside was Yost. Hess back to Kokovo. Yost, Van Utigam out of play. South Hobart throw. Into the back for Van Utigam. No whistle, play allowed to go on. Sun on the overlap. Delivers into the box off Jolivet at corner for South Hobart. This first half was a little dyspeptic at times. Seeing the second half, how it unfolds. Back into the box by Gorry. Cleared away to the top of the area. Headed down by Berezanski. Kokobo, the centre back, in unfamiliar waters. After winning a throw-in, he'll be able to wander back to a more comfortable space. Ball nowhere to be found. It's disappeared somewhere in between the cars lined along the pitch. And coming across to have a word. Jolivet and Yost. Something happening there between the two of them. Volley back to Gorry. Inside to Walter, who spins. Dennehy in with him. Dennehy clears away. Strikers coming a flick off Kemp. Throw water to South Hobart. Gorry.
I'm yelling out, keep it in.
Didn't like that ball. Not deemed to be perhaps pumped up enough, and so ball might be binned. Gorry. Kemp. Back to Gorry. Inside to Hess. Then Oates. Spartan steps in. Does come to Walter. Lots of bodies around the ball. Cleared away eventually. Off Walter down to... And an incredible outside of the right foot strike by Kobe Kemp. magic from the Magic Man. And he delivers a 3-0 lead to South Hobart. A lead that will be unretrievable, one would imagine. And you can begin the coronation process for South Hobart. The ball bounced around in the box, cleared away. The Devonport strikers claim perhaps the ball hits Walter's arm, but it deflects off him in the direction of Kemp, who throws his foot at it on the outside of his right. He bends it past a diving Harper and with finality puts an end to this season. It would take the most extraordinary results for the Devonport strikers to come back from here. A reminder that they need to win this game of football, not just draw. 4 goals in 40 minutes of football. Is that even possible? And his volley forward. Yoss going over, a free kick. I don't think he was likely to get the ball. They're going to appeal for some kind of card for Van Utigam. And remonstrations all round from Devonport, from South Hobart. He has the yellow card in his hand and he will brandish one in the direction of Van Utigam, who will pick up a card here. Second Devonport strikers player in this match in the book after Barton near the end of the first half. So a dangerous area here for a free kick for South Hobart. Kemp, goal scorer just a moment ago, fires over the crossbar. Harper sees that one out of play, thunders off the windscreen of the car behind the goal. It's a dangerous place to park. I think Jolivet is going to have a word here. He's called Barton over to be the captain presence in that conversation. Jolivet being told no more. Harper to Barton. Under Sheen's foot, towed away, up in the air, free kick. Oates on Sheen. Jolivet looking to get things away and quickly. Last opening up to Smith. Van Utigam last was on, but last to Bates, to Dennehy, to last. It will come to Dennehy, who will switch play in the personage of Sheen. Lower, directly underneath our commentary position, dances past Oates. Oates does enough to get a tone in the end. Jolivet, big switch out to Van Utigam, and a nice touch there gives him the chance to get out. Sun goes on his outside on this occasion, and Sun does enough to get it away. It'll be a throw in. So they go the long throw. Not quite yet. Throw down to Dennehy, volley back to Van Utigam. He dances to the byline. He'll win a corner for the Devonport strikers. They must score here or soon if there are to be any chance in this one. Jolivet stands over it. Plays bunched around the 6-yard box. To Van Utigam at the top of the box. And took a touch before being able to get his strike away. Enough time for Walter to close it down. Walter now charges forward. His pass. Gorry made an excellent run forward, but he didn't quite get his pass right, and he's put Gorry wide. Gorry can still get it into the box, but it's all Devonport in there. Cleared away to the top, then back to Kemp. Kokobo. Berezanski. Lancaster. Then Sun. Kokobo then to Gorry. Gorry with grass in front of him. He can drive and draw Sheen and have Oates on the outside. He does exactly that. Oates to the byline. Can't keep it in. Touch heavy. Ball ran away from him. And they're going Going to have our first subs
Nathan!
here in this second half. Connor Park coming on. And 3 players being withdrawn. Mass changes for the Devonport Strikers. Brody Dennehy withdrawn. Dom Smith withdrawn. Lockie Van Utigam withdrawn. Geordie Payne coming on. Connor Park, the season's co-captain, coming on. So Van Utigam just came over to get some instructions. So it's only Dennehy and Smith withdrawn for Payne and Park. And there'll be very much like-for-like changes. Payne will play in the attacking areas. And Park will go in at centre-back alongside Toby Barton. Rosansky, Park, entangled and a big high knee there, really debates, and no free kick from Camp. Yost can now drive. He's got it stuck under his feet, and Devonport will come the other way. And the Devonport Strikers not happy with the tackle there from Hassan Van Utigam as Last drives forward. This game getting a little dyspeptic, a little ornery. 3-0, one might not expect that, but the Devonport desperate to get back into it. Park. Last. Direction of Van Utigam. Throw in for South Hobart. Looks like we'll have some substitutions for South Hobart as well. And Harrison Oates will be withdrawn for South Hobart. And coming on, Rex Maddock, having recently trialled over in the mainland. And South Hobart's leading scorer for this season behind Nick Morton, who has departed also to play football in the mainland as well after getting his chance there under the tutelage of Max Clark. Geordie Payne, a high boot from Cockabo and a whistle for the Devonport Strikers. Too far out, I would say, to fire a shot in anger. It will have to be delivered in to the box.
TC, be brave! TC, be brave!
Jolivet over this one then. Whistle goes, players amassed in the box. Crowd draws breath. Jolivet into the box. Decent delivery. Barton climbs highest. Then Park. And an incredible save from Thomas Coydell diving out at the feet of Park. And flagged for offside anyway, Park. Second time in this fixture, the Devonport have manufactured a shot on target that has been ruled offside. On both occasions, Coydell having made a good save. Scrap forward out in the left wing for South Hobart. Yost showing a good turn of pace. Ball to the near post. Didn't trouble the Devonport defence. Harper on top of that one. 3-0 the score. Park. Clips it in behind of Van Utigam. Claims her offside. No flag now. There is. And for South Hobart, players, fans and staff here as we march towards the hour mark of this one. This must be nearly utopia. 3-0. They couldn't be in a more comfortable position. Knowing the two games separate them from a championship once again, going back-to-back in the league here. In fact, to win in the next game would be sufficient enough if they, as they should, hold on to this one. Given the points differential between Kingborough and Devonport after this one. Bates, youngster from New Zealand, out to Utigam. Then Utigam getting to the byline, comes off Son and collected by Cordell. His throw out to Gorry, a bit behind him, putting him under pressure as he has to backtrack. Sheen and Maddock. Berezanski's clearance, and here comes to Jolivet, back heel to Sheen. He'll have to come back to Barton. Maddock's pressing. Goes all the way back to Harper. He goes long. And Utigam will jump with Cockabo, favouring the taller centre half there. Then Jolivet. Touch inside from Payne. Doesn't find Van Utigam and South. Look to transition. Key moments. Delayed the pass there, Maddock. Gorry had to then hold his run. Kemp. Gorry. Rex Maddock then to Gorry. Son. Into the box. Past everyone. Lower then. Looks up the line. Nothing there. Jolivet, who's worked tirelessly, that must be said for the Devonport strikers. Kemp drives forward. Can he get a strike away? Never looked balanced. Ball in between his feet and the strike didn't trouble Harper and goals. Tolliver haven't had the chance to call his name a lot. He picked it up there in a pocket of space and looked to swing it wide. Talawa couldn't find the range in that pass, though. Hasn't had much to feed on today, Tolliver, the competition's leading goal scorer. Likely to be the leading goal scorer come into the season too, given Morton's absence in the games remaining. He will be crowned with a golden boot. I'm sure he'd have preferred a victory today and a chance at a premiership. So we're inside the final half hour of Valley Road. Is there a denouement of drama to come? Or will the game fizzle and the season finish? Gorry. Maddock. And he loses control, but Sheen will have the throw in for the Devonport strikers. They need to get it moving. He's just going to have to come up the line. A little jump. Berezanski goes over. Payne penalised for an arm in the back. Well, a real line in the sand here from South Hobart. A real show of demarcation that they are the best side in this competition. They missed out on the Australia Cup. They missed out on the final, having been defeated. And the cross from Gorry blocked. Look to play him behind. Bates will see that one for a goal kick. Barton. Solivay can turn. Can he get it forward? He'll lose out to Matic. Wrestles and the linesman flags for a free kick. South Hobart appealing for a yellow card for Jolivet. And as a consequence, Edwards will go into the book for a yellow card here in around the 65th minute of this game. Edwards appealing for a yellow card for Harper, who can't grasp it, falls luckily to Bates, who can clear. And Devonport throw. Time running away. Devonport strikers 25 minutes to salvage their season. Jolivet, an errant swing of the boot, misses Matic from distance. Harper down to his right. Didn't quite get hold of it there, Matic. Bates fizzes that to Van Utegem, who pulls it out of the air. At his feet. Lovely touch. Barton finds Lewa inside. Gorry, 2 hands in the back, no whistle. Bates then coming deep, picking up the ball, getting on it a bit now, Bates. Tolliver coming deep for his chances on the ball. Harry Kane style, trying to get involved in the play. Devonport need him on the end of things. Payne. Clipped in to Tolliver. Arms guy for offside. Certainly wasn't. His touch heavy. Berezanski clears. Into Bates. Good passage here for Devonport. Last. Great into the box. Fizz that one into the box. Headed away. Jolivet goes down. Arms aloft asking for a free kick. Park slips as he clears. Throw in for South Hobart.
Alex. Let Alex know. A few more minutes. A few more minutes for Alex. Step up!
Anticipate another change here. Shortly for South Hobart. Having overheard some calls from Edwards on the bench for South. Son. Down the line towards Walter, momentarily to be withdrawn. It sounded like. He gets it to Berezanski, to Cam, to Gorry. Little dink into the box, unsuccessful. Comes to Berezanski, whose touch goes high, and then Kemp volley, which goes very high and wide. Bates again coming deep. Devonport having obviously changed shape since the introduction of Park. And Payne. Really great from Devonport. They've pressed and they've won it back. Geordie Payne running away with it. It's a sliding challenge from Hess. Matic in there. A few kicks at Payne. Somehow he still has it. He fires on the left. Down goes Cordell. And that's an excellent bit of play from Geordie Payne. Over in the box goes Tolliver. And hands on heads at the Devonport bench. Can't believe that Tolliver hasn't got a free kick there. He drew the contact in the back. He went over. But there was no penalty awarded. And so Tolve was then penalised for handball as he stood over it. Interesting bit of a non-decision there. Code. No penalty. Tolve went down. Penalised for handball. Cynics would argue that should then be a yellow card for Tolve if there was no penalty, and he's gone down in the box. Some headed tennis. Comes down to Tolve eventually. They were pressing. Lancaster does enough. Clever from Sheen to Barton. And Sean will see that out of play. Personnel change.
Switch! Tiger!
Ballantyne urging Harper and Goals to switch the ball. Bates. Bit of composure, looks to get it to Van Newdigem, to Park. And here's Dink up towards Last, who's come out of the midfield and out onto the right back. A player position he's spent most of the season. It's an overlapping right back. Van Newdigem, he's gone up to a more traditional winger position, having started at right back. Cleared away. Jolivet does enough to get to that. Park towards Tolve, and Gorry just sees that one out. Time ticking away from Devonport's season at the 70-minute mark. We will have some further changes for South Hobart. So Walter coming off, he gave South Hobart the lead in this one way back in the 12th minute. A successful shift for Walter today. And coming on. There for South Hobart, Xavier Williams, who's the one player to come out of the starting lineup from last week for this week. So Williams gets his chance now the last 20. Sheen. Back to Barton. Jolivet. And every tackle and every win on the pitch here being celebrated by South Hobart, their players and their fans. Jolivet. When they are flying to that one, Ross comes away with it. Berezanski appealing for a kick behind the ball from Jolivet. In the meanwhile, play goes on. Williams nearly on to the end of it. No one. Hess. Kokobo. Geordie Payne nearly gets on to the end of it and certainly catches Cordell. And I dare say he may go into the book for this one. Certainly no malintent from Payne there, but he has caught him late, so he will go into the book.
You can go on. He can stay on because he's the yellow.
So the latest of the Devonport players to go into the book for today. Geordie Payne.
Can you talk to him, please?
He's talking to him right now, Pete.
No shots, push them long.
He's keeping behind.
So he's not talking about it? No, he's not. He's going to blow the whistle, Mark.
Yeah, no, but that's...
South Hobart sit here on the precipice of an enormous victory for them.
Seriously?
And another successful season. And another premiership.
That is a stamp of ball.
Clark driving into the heart of the Devonport defence. That towed away by Van Newdigem it was, and it'll be a corner for South Hobart. Just over 15 minutes here to play.
Bryson, you good?
Victory here today for South Hobart that will reverberate across the competition. They will have the chance next time out to finalise their victory in this premiership, a 2026 premiership for them to go into the trophy cabinet next to their 2025. It will be their fifth.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he just missed it completely.
Compared to Devonport's 6. Breathing down the neck of the Devonport Strikers as is in the NPL era. Do Devonport have a final say? Could improbably. They pinched 3 late goals. Lovely turn from Jolivet. Looks to play it in behind for Tolove. Can get it to him. Sun spins away, plays into the direction of Bates. Then Jolivet again. Switch through Sheen. Lewa has to provide some width. Barton. Sheen. Direct from Barton. They jump for it. Comes to Lewa. Deep. Holds off Gorry. Spins. Sheen in position. Lewa gets it into the box towards Payne. Volleyed away. Would imagine it might be Devonport chasing the game here and South defending in these last 15. Devonport have to throw caution to the wind.
Just hold. Let him have it. Let him have it.
And longer. Payne jumps. Berezanski, Yost. Dink to the path of Van Utegem. Can he cut inside? He gets it fired away. Ricochets off several bodies, it seems. And time the enemy for Devonport here. One could argue for Kimbra and the rest of the sides in the NPL Tasmania. The game, many fans, many teams would have circled in their diaries as the one to watch, the one where the season could be shaped. But in reality, after an early goal to Alex Walter, South Hobart have proven themselves the better team here on the day. 3-0 they lead. Jolivet and Tolove with space in front of him. Quickly shut down by Williams. He fires a shot. Williams blocks. Then Bates looking to spread to Tolove. It's a great ball into the box. Difficult to generate the power from that angle from which the ball came deep. Challenging one. Threw himself at it, Tolove, but couldn't direct to goalward. Cordell's goal remains unbeaten, unentered, undefeated. Barton jumps best. Berezanski. Harper has to get it launched. Route 1. Verticality, as the American commentators would say in the World Cup when teams play direct. Gorry. Harper, good call. Let Barton know he was on his way as Williams was showing pace to chase that one down. Park spreading play out to last. Back to Park. Harper pushing up. Keeper sweeper style. Barton then Park is going to have to go a bit more direct. Trouble here. They raffle it off. Williams, the backtracking Harper doesn't get hold of it. Williams, Sheen Did enough to put pressure on Williams, force his shot low. Terrific chase and press, though. And they did catch Harper on the ball. It has to go, though. It's nearly at that point for the Devonport Strikers. 10 minutes to play. It has to be direct. It will be, as I said earlier, dramatic denouement. Devonport to do something from here. Tolliver goes over, fouled by Yost. And there's been a few of these tetchy afters in the fourth play to go in the book. Meanwhile, play goes on. It's going to have to come back.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. It's passing on, yeah, that's fine.
Pretty sure it's only me.
Is there a dramatic final climax? The climactic moments. Lancaster showing real superb concentration,
What a finish, Jacob.
composure, just to nod that into the breadbasket of Cordell. Hess, Kokobo, last. Bates hits the deck, play allowed to go on. Hess then to Kemp, left by Williams. Gorry on the overlap, back to Kemp, who can fling this one across the box. Last away to Bates, then asking Payne to chase. Better off staying up top. Payne. Berezanski. Ooh, heavy touch. Gives Devonport a chance. Tolliver. Berezanski with him. Tolliver still going. Gets it in the direction of Payne. Dink into Tolliver. Chance at Devonport, and it will be a goal on the counter attack. The Devonport Strikers pinched it, went 40 yards down the pitch, and a good bit of interplay between Payne and Tolliver. Is there life in this game? Is there magic left? Is there a moment here where Devonport, can they sniff something? A warning shot for South Hobart.
Boys,
3-1. Under 10 minutes remaining, plus added time.
come on, lads.
Kind of cerebral interpretation of these things suggests that the comeback is incredibly unlikely, but football is often not a game for overthinking. As Tolvay's in and again, second time in a matter of moments. Tolvay nearly put Devonport 2-3 up. South Hobart, a panic stations at the back. Tolvay cut inside from just inside the 18-yard box. Volleyed a goal, and Cordell to his left had a save to make. Not a difficult save, but a save nonetheless, and he did well to push it wide and past his post. This has been attritional much of this second half. Fouls and a lot of midfield play, but now again, can it spark to life? Into the box. Park to Lewa. What can he do? Dink into the box, and Lewa gets it all wrong. Nothing what they needed at that moment from him. Well, we very nearly had a game on our hands. That shot from Tolvay. Direct ball catching South. The concentration slipping in with a better place finish, perhaps. Just perhaps. Devonport could take something from this game, keep the season alive, and I'm sure Kingborough watching along would have been praying that ball went in the net as well. Substitution for South. Coming on is Copland in place of Yost. And Bowman
boys.
comes on as well.
Go get him, Brendan. Go get him.
Going a bit more defensive. Copping some fresh legs up front to press the Devonport players. He'll have a thankless task here as Devonport look to chase the game, and South will no doubt have numbers back. Part of the purpose of the introduction of Bowman here. Ball forward. Berezanski clear. Down to Jolivet. Tolivet spins towards last. Park. Touch and deliver will be the message, and so he does. Payne. Flick. I'm not sure. No one knew where that went. And towed away by Berezanski. A throw to Devonport. A long one coming from Park here. 5 minutes remain. The Valley Road. Devonport desperately need a goal here if they'd have changed the fate of this one. Lewa. But Cordell's there. Have we seen all the late drama we're going to see?
Compete, Brendan. Let's go. Get on it, Rex. Get on it, Rex. Get on there, Brendan.
Bounces up off Copland. That will be a Devonport throw. Devonport need to get it forward. Need to get it there early. They need to do it now. Berezanski. Payne. Lovely from Payne. Good spin from Tolivet. Loses out, but comes to Bates, who dinks it in the direction of Payne. Tries to read the header from Gorry. Berezanski under pressure. Bates, lovely touch. He drives forward to Lewa. He goes over. No foul from Code somehow. When pleased the Devonport staff or fans. Jolivet flicks over. Foul against Tolivet for flicking at the ball. One would argue that Berezanski put his head in there.
Mate, you still kicked him though. It's a foul. If you kicked him in the leg, it'd still be a foul. It'd still be a foul.
3 minutes until
It was his foot. He kicked
we're into added time. With that final goal. And Tolivet too little too late. Is there a climactic, dramatic finish in play? The neutral would love a goal here just to set up a grandstand finish. Certainly the Devonport fans would too. Hess into the box. This could be it. He jumps past the tackle. And a good save down low from Harper. Could Hess have just left his foot dangling there and gone over from the tackle flying in from the Devonport players? Earned a penalty and put this one to bed. We're going to kill some time in the corner here. Still a bit too long to go to do that, I might suggest. Gorry into the box. Harper jumps and grabs. Then we'll have to leave some players at the top end just for this kind of moment. Slices in the direction of Van Utegem, who heads on. Payne and Lancaster. Lancaster, surely he just puts it out of play. And does. Throw. Last. Barton. Longer into the box. Tolivet chest. Scooped away by Berezanski. Harper heads clear. I don't know if he needed to come that deep, Harper, but he got his head on it. Bates hooks it. Numbers for Devonport around the drop of the ball here. Payne. Bates. Has to be some width. Oh, and just gets a bit of a bobble. He looks forlornly back at the pitch. And he did get a nasty bobble there as he looked to put that one out to Van Utegem, which sent his pass errantly out of play. Ball's gone out. Certainly has been an ornery kind of second half. Number of cards. I think Code's ears will be ringing with the complaints of players and staff from both sides. Jolivet.
Let's run it, Rex!
Casting the role of, I think, chief antagonist as far as South Hobart are concerned today.
Xavier! Come across, Xavier!
Harper
Press him! Press him!
slices his ball forward a little. Tolliver gets to the fall of the ball. Van Newtingham. Kokovo has last back. Opts not to use him. Park into the box. Numbers 4 for Devonport. Run from Park. Couldn't find a good tackle. No, not a good tackle. As we edge now into added time. Valley Road. I'd imagine we'll have a couple of minutes to play on here, but the end is nigh. I'm going to expect roars of triumph from the South Hobart players, staff and fans when this final whistle from Nathan Code rings around Valley Road. Berezanski. Just directed not to anyone in particular, it seems. Harper. Long up forward off the back of the head of Payne. Hess hooks away. Pass back to Harper. A bit bobbly. He's going to have to thump it and he gets good connection. Goes down. Pills for a free kick and it seems like he was caught.
Where is it?
Well, if it's going to happen, it has to happen now for the Devonport Strikers. Jolivet into the box. Berezanski up and away. Thumped then by Maddock. Actually doesn't get his foot onto it. Layway. Jiggs cuts inside. Can he find a pass? Can he find a magic moment? He tickles it to Van Newtingham, who couldn't get his toe onto it, or at least couldn't get enough power onto it to trouble Cordell.
TC!
All's high, we are in added time. These will be the final moments. Jolivet's header. Harper stops it from being a corner, and South will be in no particular hurry to take this throw in. They'll dredge out another 20 seconds here before they get it back into play. It's Bowman. Poked away, corner ball, and again, South will just take the time off the clock here. Code glances at his watch. South not particularly interested in putting men in the box, as he wouldn't be at this moment. They'll try and keep it in the corner, see if they can take some more time. Towed away well. Jolivet. And Harper, route one, doesn't get hold of it. Maddock. Is this the final finish? The ball from Gorry, just a touch too heavy for Copland or Maddock. That would have been the exclamation mark, the exclamation point on what has been a significant victory for South Hobart today. Thrust forward, a final deflection, the final chance. No, cleared away again. Thought maybe that was the final whistle there, but there was an offside flag on Copland.
Not too deep! Not too deep!
Barton. They'll all jump. South Hobart head on it. Williams spins away from Jolivet. He gets it in the direction of Copland. He has Harper, pushes him over. They all go over. There's bodies everywhere, and the replay is just allowed to go on. Sheen, Jolivet, Williams, Hess, and just long from Lancaster, I dare say.
And again! Must win!
Come on, Mushy.
Time plays on still here. All eyes on code. Park sliding in, gets it forward to Payne. Berezanski goes to him. Van Utigam asking a lot of Van Utigam there. Tired legs. He's been up and down that wing all day. Now with Bowman. Dances past him. Into the box. Cleared away.
Run, Rex, run.
And now Maddock. And grabbed cynically by Last. That'll be a yellow card. Last into the book. Another slice of cheese brandished to a Devonport Strikers player. I think the 5th today by my calculations and records to go into the book. Bowman up into the centre circle. Lay away. Couldn't find a target forward. And once again, South come the other way. And the final whistle rings around Valley Road, and to accompany it, the roars of victory from South Hobart. And with that final whistle sounding, perhaps so too does the sound, the defining note of this 2026 NPL Tasmania season. When the pressure was greater, South Hobart were composed. When the moment demanded authority, they found it. In a 3-1 victory at Valley Road, that is every bit as emphatic as the scoreline suggests. There's still some football to be played, still points to be won, but championships are so often decided on afternoons like this. The table leaders arrived, and now they leave with the sense of victory, having defeated their perhaps closest challenges for the second time this season. For Devonport, there will be disappointment, but there can be no surrender. Football has a habit of offering one more twist when you least expect it. But for South Hobart, though, the destination is now in full view. 3 rounds left prior to today was a title race, but with now just 2 rounds ahead of it, it feels like South Hobart's championship to lose. 3-1 victors here on the day, South Hobart. Goals from Walter in the 12th minute, and Berezanski in the 23rd, and Kemp in the 50th gave them a 3-0 lead. There was never likely to be charged down. A late goal from Tolove gave a few nerves and gave Devonport some hope. Devonport manufactured another chance or two, but it wasn't going to happen. And so Hobart deserved victors on the day. And barring a dramatic end to the season and 2 losses, are 1 victory away from being the 2026 champions. I've been Camille Douglas. This has been an NPL Tasmania Round 16 clash between Devonport Strikers and South Hobart, in which South Hobart have made this championship all but theirs. Thanks for tuning in. I've been Camille Douglas. We'll see you next time at Valley Road.